What is up, guys?
Hey guys,
Today, we're going to have a ton of fun. We're going to have a conversation, but it's not unlike any other conversation we've ever had. This conversation is different. The game that we're going to play is called the Versus Challenge. And the way it's going to go, we're going to debate between one thing or another. And you're going to find out what we're going to debate about, and then you in the room are going to have to decide which one is better, this or that. You'll learn more about it as we go along.
Yeah.
You ready?
Let's do it.
So, Matt, kick us off.
Oh man. So now that it's warmer out, they're around a lot more. You
Okay.
hear them a lot more. They're
Okay.
up earlier in the morning, or so they want you to think. All right.
Oh.
Birds.
Okay.
Are they real?
No.
Are birds real?
Yes. No. Yes.
Okay.
No. Not real.
Okay, explain why
Why are
you
they
think
not
birds
real?
are not real.
I don't think birds are real. Okay, because listen, hear me out.
Okay.
I'm hearing.
How are there so many of them, but they have so many predators? Shouldn't they be killed more often than they are?
No, because that's the whole point. There's so many of them. They can fly.
Yeah. Why do birds disappear when it gets cold, and
Exactly.
then all of a sudden they reappear?
Exactly.
That's
Every time I look at a bird, it
basic-
flies away. Why is that the case?
Dude, no lie. No lie. I know I'm the only one in high school still, because this is dumb.
All right, guys. The next real debate here: MJ versus LeBron. Who is the GOAT?
Again, this is dumb.
That's
The king.
LeBron.
The king.
MJ is the GOAT.
Why?
Michael Jordan can win whenever he wants. LeBron cannot.
So when Jordan goes against John Stockton, that's the height of you and the strength of Matt. Then
Whoa! Hey! What are you trying to say?
no, I'm just saying that's the pro athlete back then, right?
Okay.
LeBron
All right.
is going against Giannis, that is
Uh-huh.
double your height and triple his strength.
Anybody watching who doesn't watch sports and doesn't care what any of them are saying right now, because that's me.
My debate is: what is more in the world, wheels or doors?
They
I'm
are-
gonna start.
okay.
I'm gonna start. And my example is the only example needed. Right now in this room, there is one door. You guys can't see it. Maybe you can turn the camera. How many chairs there are that are spinny chairs, wheelchairs, and there is 5. Come back. 5 wheels on every single one. Guess how many doors there are? 1. Case closed. And I know there's someone here that is going to debate me on it, but I want to hear it. And I want everyone in the middle school room to hear it.
I don't think there's a debate.
There are definitely more wheels than doors. Preston, are there more doors or wheels?
I think there are more wheels.
More wheels?
definitely.
Okay.
No.
Are there more doors or wheels in the world? Tell me right now. 3, 2, 1, go.
Wheels. Thank you.
Okay.
Did you say anything?
Yo, what's up? Happy April. April is one of my favorite months of the year because this is really when it becomes spring. But also this year, Easter is in April. It's weird, Easter moves around from March to April. But this year, it's actually in just a couple weeks. So with that, I want to kick off a brand new series today called Who is Jesus? Over this whole month, we're going to be looking at the different names that Jesus had and breaking down what they mean and how they apply to our life and faith. So today, I want to look at one of the most famous names that Jesus has given, and it is the name Emmanuel. We actually get that from Matthew chapter 1, verse 23. And this is actually kind of from the Christmas story, where it says, "The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel." That's talking about Jesus, which means God with us. So literally, Jesus' name, Emmanuel, means God with us. Why is that significant? Well, it's significant because in ancient times, people had a very different view or understanding of God. Imagine this for a second. You're like a cave person, right? You lived thousands of years ago, and what are the things that you're worried about? You're obviously worried about how big your cave house is, how good your loincloth looks, how stylish your sandals are. Okay, maybe not. Maybe what they're actually worried about is food, water, shelter, the basic necessities for survival. And they noticed that they didn't have a whole lot of control over those things. They couldn't control whether it would rain so the crops would grow, or they couldn't control whether fish would bite when they would go fishing. And so they kind of just made this assumption that there are these forces out there that must be pulling the strings to control all this stuff, because it can't just happen at chance. And so they called these forces out there gods, lowercase g, gods. And so what they would do is just assume that, hey, if it rains and crops grow and we have a good harvest, then the gods are happy with us. Awesome. And if it doesn't rain, there's a drought. Obviously, we did something wrong and they're mad at us. And what this created was actually a deep-seated anxiety in humanity because they never knew whether or not the gods were happy or not, and they never knew what they were supposed to do to make them happy in the first place. So you can imagine how they constantly just lived in fear to these forces out there that seem to be controlling their world.
Ice cream versus donuts.
Ice cream.
Which one's better?
Ice cream. Full.
I completely disagree
Yeah.
with everything you
I
said.
don't care.
Because we had it earlier, I said ice cream. We had like a little debate earlier. I said ice cream. I said ice cream. But now that I think about it, donuts, because I'm not eating ice cream at 6 in the morning.
No, you're not.
I can eat a donut at 6 in the morning and at 6 at night.
I would eat ice cream at 6 in the morning.
There's no way.
No, you would not.
I would.
No.
I get to work at 6
You
o'clock in the morning,
cannot
and I will eat
fit
ice cream.
peanut butter and jelly in ice cream.
I wouldn't eat a donut. That sounds disgusting.
No, that's actually
They
amazing.
have PB&J ice cream.
And it sucks.
No, it doesn't.
It's pretty bad.
But I'm
You know
gonna
what does suck?
It
It's
sucks.
Sour Patch Kids ice cream.
Who asked? Anyway,
You actually-
literally a donut. You cannot fill jelly with ice cream. You just cannot.
You're right. You can't fill jelly with ice
I
cream.
mean, you can't fill ice cream with jelly. You can't put cream in ice cream.
Gelato has.
Hello,
Wait,
it's
no,
called
that's in
ice
the name.
Gelato has.
But
like,
I didn't
jelly.
say gelato. I said ice cream.
Okay, well, whatever.
Versus a donut. What is gelato? Who cares?
It's
You know
the
what? I
Italian
didn't
word for
debate
ice
to
cream.
that. Is an apple fritter a donut?
Oh
No.
I don't.
I don't think it's. I don't think an apple fritter.
Oh my gosh,
is a
donuts-
I have one.
Because if it is a donut,
Listen.
why isn't an apple fritter?
Give me your argument right now for ice cream.
Ice cream's better.
No, it's not.
Dude, no,
Ice
that's
cream
like
is better.
Wait, but
It's safe to say donuts are better than ice cream.
No, they're not.
all right. Well, let's
Let
them
them
debate.
Okay.
Let them
you
debate.
Right now, decide.
Let you scream it.
Donuts versus ice cream. 3, 2, 1,
Scream
go.
it.
The name Emmanuel has two ways that it can apply to our lives. One is the most obvious. Okay, if God was to take on flesh, become a human being, it's Jesus. Okay, so literally God was with us here on earth. And actually, it's been debated. Some people will say, well, is Jesus a real person? Was he just this like fictional character that the Bible's written about? No, Jesus was an actual person, a real human being with real thoughts, real feelings, real emotions. And we have more than just the scriptural references to him. There are non-Christian, non-scriptural accounts of a guy named Jesus that lived with the biblical accounts. So one, Emmanuel, Jesus, God was with us. But I think also there is a more personal application to this.
Before you go, Preston,
What?
what's your debate?
Oh, Xbox or PlayStation? Let's just go.
Xbox.
Xbox.
PlayStation. Even though I have
Really?
Xbox, but I think PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Why do you say PlayStation?
So I have an Xbox. I mean, I play with some people watching right now. I have an Xbox, but I only have an Xbox because my friends do. I would much rather have a PlayStation.
Okay, the fact that you just said more people have an Xbox than a PlayStation completely destroys the argument.
I said Xbox, but I
Okay.
mean, currently I have a PS4, which I'm very sad about because here's the thing: when it comes to controllers too, why do I have to use like a basic wire? It'd be a lot more convenient for me with batteries because I don't have to be a close distance to the PlayStation all the
You
time.
gotta get. I mean, there is longer cords.
That's probably the
I
only
mean-
argument for batteries I've ever heard in my life.
See, I don't like. I think batteries is for one nerdy. Mom, I need new batteries. Like I'm not doing that.
Coming from somebody who has an Xbox, and I've played with both of you before.
And I have played.
I
on
only
PS4.
have an Xbox because I couldn't get a PS4 because there's too many people that want them and
Yeah.
they can't make them fast enough.
You could have mine because I don't want it. It's garbage.
I don't want a PS4, I want a PS5. Going back to the controller thing, I think Xbox controllers are more comfortable in my hand,
Yes?
but they don't have the touchpad like PlayStation controllers.
Who cares?
Wait,
Who
I
cares?
think.
I didn't even know there was a
bigger
touchpad.
hand.
All right, guys, tell us in the room right now. Xbox versus PS5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Right. So, I have one more. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Hot dog's not a sandwich.
You don't think so?
No.
What would you consider a sandwich then?
A sandwich,
Bread and stuff in the middle? That's a hot dog.
but
Let me
listen,
ask you this.
Okay.
How many times have you ran out of hot dog buns and you've used a piece of bread?
never. I'll
A lot
cheat a
of
hot dog
times.
plain.
No.
That might be the debate of the year. If
All right,
you're at the
there's a
hot
new
dog,
debate.
you sit here
Is
with
Hunter
me.
actually insane or not?
Sandwich, if you think of a sandwich, you're thinking of two pieces of bread
Yeah.
brought together. A hot dog bun is all interconnected. Unless,
with a Subway sandwich.
But what happens if the bun because there's cheap buns out there. What happens if you open it and it
Oh my
breaks
gosh.
into
Oh
two
my
pieces?
gosh.
Okay, we're
Audi,
not
yeah.
asking which one is better. We're just asking if a hot dog is a sandwich. If you would
Yeah,
classify
true.
it as that.
True.
We're
Well,
not
I'm just
asking
saying-
which
yeah,
one
no,
is
that-
better.
that goes with the
Because
debate.
that goes with the case.
That goes
Because
with
if
the
that's
debate.
the case, it'd be more convenient to eat a hot dog.
Because there's still good quality buns out there. That
Okay,
can
what
work
about
into two
Subway?
pieces.
Thing
If
is
you
they're
have
not-
a hot dog bun, right? That's
Okay.
in one piece.
Okay.
And you put the hot dog in it and all of your condiments, all your ketchup, mustard, relish, whatever you want
Okay.
to put on your hot
Okay,
dog.
I only put ketchup on a hot dog.
Okay,
Keep going.
well, still. But what happens if you have a hot dog bun that was one piece, right?
Okay.
But then you put the hot dog in there and you go to bite it and it breaks into two. Does that hot dog then become a sandwich?
Like it's just
Halfway-
bread.
halfway
It's
through.
just connected bread.
You guys talk too fast. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Is it? Is it a sandwich?
What do you
is
think?
it?
What do you think?
Hey, yes
not
or
a
no?
sandwich.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? Yes or
is a
no?
hot
3,
dog.
2, 1, go.
So, by saying that Jesus was Emmanuel, God was trying to make a very specific point. He was trying to show us that he is not like the idea that ancient people had of these gods that were far off, that were hard to please, that were not very involved, but just would cast down judgment, would send plagues, would send famines. But instead, he's very different. He is a God that is with us. You ever have a friend that you have had so many shared experiences with that it's almost like you can read each other's thoughts? Like it's almost like you have this weird connection to where you can communicate just through eye glances or little nods. Well, that's what Jesus is for us. And God was saying that, hey, I'm not this far off and distant God, but I'm right here with you. That every tear you've cried, every time you've laughed, I've been right there with you. And so completely counter to the way people thought of these far off gods, where they had to make sacrifices to keep them happy, to please them, to make sure that they were on their side. God does something very different with Jesus. And I'm sure you know this story, but Jesus actually becomes the sacrifice for us to be right with him. Who is Jesus? Jesus is Emmanuel, God with us, and he teaches us that God is close and compassionate, not distant and detached.
Debate of the year: Waffles versus Pancakes.
That's not a
Which
debate.
one is
There's no debate.
Pancakes.
I am passionate. Waffles. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Waffles.
Wait, I thought you would be
Pancakes.
pancake. Dude, a waffle.
Pancakes.
Waffles.
Waffles.
No, why? Why?
It seems like this is very like split every single
I
time.
know.
But, I mean, besides the last one, but
Dude, waffles. Chicken and waffles. Would you have chicken and pancakes?
yes.
Would you?
No.
It's, you make it the same way, but it's in a different maker.
They're the same. They're the same thing. They're just different shapes.
But I'd much rather not have a crunchy waffle, not have fluffy pancakes.
Yeah.
Oh, is your
Right,
mouth
then
hurt
they
when
can
you eat
be
a waffle?
No.
Jeez, get with it. What are you talking about?
We
I'm
may
just-
need to go eat some waffles after this.
I know.
But or pancakes, because I think pancakes are better because you can put more things on a pancake than you can a waffle.
you can put the exact same things on waffles that you
Yeah,
can
that
on
was-
pancakes.
So not true. The way you you go to Waffle House, right? And you get like a pecan waffle, or some people do that. Some people get peanut butter waffles.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
can only put it on top.
No.
Yes.
No.
You ever met anyone in your life that has actually put peanut butter chips inside of a waffle?
Yes, my wife.
Oh.
Well,
I
we're just
Make fun of his wife. Do it.
Yeah.
Hey, keep my wife's.
Chris Rock versus Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Like, whose side are we on it?
Whose side are we on?
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock, 100%.
Chris
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for the Versus Challenge. I hope this went somewhere. It probably didn't. Probably sparked more debates in your mind.
Yeah, pick a
But-
fight with your friends about it. Go ahead. Let's go.
Okay, let's not
Do
fight.
that. But I mean, secretly, we know.
But we're so excited for the series, Who is Jesus? Talk about it in your groups, and we'll see you later.
Peace.
Sorry he offended you, Becca.